Hello boy, I am Dr. Pradeep Kumar Srivastava, welcoming to all of you in my class, Water Resources Engineering. Today's topic is hydraulic of alluvial river. Dear boy, first we will discuss what is alluvial. What is alluvial? Dear boy, have you seen a river? Flowing river. When which river flow in the plain area, not hilly zone. Today we will discuss hydraulic of alluvial rivers and total alluvial developed on the plain area. Plain area means mostly Bihar, Bengal, and eastern UP. Otherwise, this area, plain area, and some part of south also. My dear boy, when a river flow during flood, so it has cut each corner. Suppose this is a, just wait, this is down. This is a river flowing. And when chamber of river has full during the flood, in which condition it is full? When the chamber, area of chamber is limited and rainfall is in high potential. So due to slope, entire all area of water come in river. Mostly you have seen, suppose this is river, so area of slope will be this. Area of slope, this, and both bank is in the deep location. First, my dear boy, I want to bring your knowledge. Due to this depression of land, river has built. Correct? This is the natural phenomena. Due to this depression of the land, so river has built up. Suppose, my dear boy, if this is the mountain, so maybe chances one river from here and one river from here can be made. Entire all water of coming this river and this area is coming this area. So here we are discussing when the rainfall position in the high intensity, and chamber of river is not capable to flow the all water. So what has done? The river, entire water, full the river, and mostly area it has spread in the local people's field. And now at position to flow, at position to flow. So when water, natural phenomena of water, when it is flow toward gravity, on that time its velocity is much more. And due to this velocity, he cut the corner. Due to this velocity, he cut the corner. And what he found soil. And that water is mixed with the soil. The soil, corner of soil, river corner of soil, after the mixing of rain and river flow, it will be loose and corner will be cut easily. And that type of soil and that type of river made a bifurcation of area, a sedimentation of area, and made alluvial soil, alluvial, they are alluvial river. And in which river so much meandering, that is the alluvial river. So thereby river have been source of life since ancient time. The availability of river to convey water in the downstream direction is known to all. So however, this is only half the story. So since river also have the capability to transport large volume of sediment, correct? And when the morphology of river is detected by rock outcrop and non-erodible surface, bedrock control and rigid boundary of the river make them static. However, the dynamic capability of river are brought to life and transporting and managing large volume of the sediment as floodwaters attenuate in the downstream direction. So transport capacity of river gradually decrease and river snap their own morphology. River following in their own alluvium are called alluvial river. Correct? Understand? One of the most interesting property of alluvial river is the availability of deform its own boundary to migrate laterally and also change their longitudinal profile. The morphology alluvial river has led to a dual description of hydraulic geometry. At, at station hydraulic geometry and the downstream hydraulic geometry, that is station hydraulic geometry, defines the relationship between river width, depth, and velocity and slope of the function of discharge at a fixed cross section. So with a fixed location, we are looking at how the river looks like under mean flow condition as compared to during flood and drought. Since flood water spread out river the floodplains, the geometry of river during flood cannot really the describe as function of discharge. Transport capacity of river gradually decrease and river shape their own morphology. River flowing in their own alluvium are called alluvial river. One of the most interesting property of alluvial river is the availability to deform the own boundary, to migrate laterally, and also charge their longitudinal profile. The morphology of alluvial river has led to dual description of hydraulic geometry. First, at a station hydraulic geometry and downstream hydraulic geometry, and that station hydraulic geometry define the relationship between a river with depth and velocity and slope as a function of discharge at a fixed cross section. With a fixed location, we are looking at how the river looks like under mean flow condition as compared to during flood and drought. Since flood water spread out over the floodplains, the geometry of river during flood cannot really be described as function at discharge. However, the description of hydraulic geometry of the river give perhaps a better definition of how wide and deep alluvial river are going to be. This concept of how big river are going to be is at the basis of differentiation for downstream hydraulic geometry. So we are now looking at what the top width mean, flow depth, average, and how flow velocity, and perhaps also slope of river will vary and function of flow discharge. under bankful condition, we are going to compare a smaller river and larger river to try to understand the, the changes in river morphology as we move in the downstream direction. And this is a quite interesting and a somewhat of a complex topic. How do you define the bank foot discharge? How will decide the bank full discharge? What is the river width? What is the average depth? What is the flow velocity? Vary from the small to large river. Touch the slope depend slowly on topography and also on the flow condition. Nice question without claiming to answer everything. The objective of this paper is to explore the downstream hydraulic geometry of the alluvial river and try to answer some of them. Now, alluvial bankful contains an example of cross-sectional profile for the Matmek River. The downstream hydraulic geometry will define the top width, the average depth obtained from the cross-section area divided by the top work. So the flow velocity obtained from the discharge divided by the cross-sectional area and the energy slope of the river when the stage reaches bankful condition. Note that at any cross-section there is only a single value of dominant discharge. So channel width mean how depth and velocity and friction slope. Of course, one would think that the bank, how it will. So note that any cross section, there are only a single value of the dominant discharge channel. Width means flow, depth, and velocity of the friction slope. Of course, one would think that bankful new discharge of the Grand Canal of the Colorado River would be tremendously large. Thereby, the concept of stability, effect to sediment practicals on the weighted parameter that the course enough not to enter motion at bankful condition. So if the sediment particles do not move at bankful, the river geometry cannot depend on the flow condition. That is Grand Canyon. The concept of equilibrium is therefore more appropriate to describe alluvial river and refers to the case where there is sediment transport under bankful condition and equilibrium when the alluvial river bed is rather accreting, not degrading through time. Julian, 2002. So this completes the amount of the sediment entering a river and require the amount of the sedimentation leaving the some reach. So this is the alluvial channel. One river has cut and made so many ways. So it is indicating his morphology, and this is alluvial channel. Alluvial channel, alluvial river, both are same. Now alluvial channel. So an alluvial river is which the bed and blank are made up of mobile sediment and soil. The river its shape and size are determined by the river itself through the process of erosion, sedimentation, transport, sedimentation, and reusation also. Alluvial rivers are free to adjust section by turn and profile in response to the hydraulic challenge. Alluvial channel design approach fall into the life general category and regime analogy hydrolytic, geometric, external, and analytic method. So each method had to advantage and disadvantage depending on being storage. So this is alluvial channel. See in the picture, this is alluvial channel. My dear boy, one thing I want to clear of you. Suppose this is meandering this river. Presently is morphology. Maybe if flow is running this time, suppose maybe it will be cut until you proceed to here. So this is the nature of this river. Okay. Now we'll discuss the characteristic of alluvial river. Self-formed morphology set by entertainment, transport, and deposition. They move unconsolidated sedimentary material present in the valley fill foot when bank of flow, and their form is dependent on the environmental control like hydrology and how much water and the how long sediment character hard soft because it is the river. So my dear boy, in this picture you can see this is the straight channel. This all alluvial. This is buried channel. Straight channel means if river is running from a long time, it just staying. So So straight is running. And buried channel what is? One minute, my dear boy. Just I am taking tool. Yes. What is the buried channel? So, dear boy, when this is the surface of Earth, and if just I am doing big, so this is the big. Up now, any river is flowing here. Okay. Now it will be enter on the earth water. This is the enter of water for the purpose of groundwater charging. And after the charging of portion, in the way of the soil composition, it had transfer and it is to pass from here. And this is called buried channel. You have seen, my dear, so many rivers. When you will visit a longitudinal section of the river, so you will see sometimes river is dry, but when you have went further, then river is running. So how river is running? Actually, this buried channel, it is coming from earth, correct? Now we will discuss the importance of buried channel and importance of this type of alluvial river. It is importance for the watershed management, river management, recreational resources, fisheries, environmental management, and hydraulic, sedimental, logical, and reconstruction. So this is the photograph of some alluvial channel. You can see this channel just dear boy, come with the river is running like this. But it buried from here to here. Maybe. Or here to out of this. It will be inner speed of the river. So this is the photograph of buried channel and real river. In compensation with alluvial stream and non-alluvial stream are conflated by the bedrock or other material, and their channel dimensions cannot be modified. It is not feed to just in order condition so as in high motion. It is stems following of very coarse glacidity and deposited matter are significantly controlled by fallen number, which suggested a non-alluvial system. Bounded by the bedrock or concrete and deeply went into the hilltop of deposit, choked by the relative immobility and projects such as the large builder and trimmed with the thick of dependently rooted bank vegetation. These all are characteristic of this type of river. This is non-alluvial channel. Channel means it is not a man-made. This is the natural channel. Now we will discuss on the soil, how the soil of that river. Okay. So you have seen alluvial canal, sorry, alluvial river, now alluvial soil. Alluvial canal is also existing. Alluvial soil is seen in many parts of the country. Their fertility is also different at different places. Such soil is very fertile. It is found in Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal. Some of the crop grown in alluvial soil and rice, sugarcane, mildew. Why this is the very fertile? Hereby, the this is very soft soil, and when the crop growing root of this soil, they can easily breathe. So it is in this type of the soil, they have much developed. So it can be divided into two parts. One, khadar, the soil formed due to fresh alluvial deposited to know at the khadar soil, and this soil is formed due to river foot, and it is found mostly nearby the river. Generally, such soil is sandy. Second, Bangar soil. This is the part of alluvial soil. And color, you can see this picture. Okay, have you seen? Now, black soil. This soil is mostly found in Maharashtra, Western Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Karnataka, Andhra, Telangana, and Tamil Nadu. Black soil is the gift of peninsular plateau. The soil is very sticky and fertile. It can contain humidity for a prolonged time. It is far from the metamorphic rock and very useful to cotton cultivation. Now, Khadar soil, the soil formed due to fresh alluvial deposit is known as the Khadar soil. The soil is formed due to the river flood and it is found mostly nearby the river. Generally, such soil is sandy. Suppose, my dear boy, you see a diagram. Suppose a river is running. No, a river is running like this. Okay, maybe his meandering develop and he can change its flow from here to here. It means this all area which has developed by the river is very, very, very important for crop. Banker soil containing old alluvium of the upper side. Now, the soil is mostly found in Maharashtra, Western Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Karnataka, Andhra, Telangana, and Tamil Nadu. And black soil is gift of the peninsular plateau. The soil is very sticky and fertile, and it can cannot humidity for a prolonged time. It is formed from the metamorphic rock and very useful for cotton cultivation. So alluvial soil, it can be divided into two parts. One, khadar, the soil formed due to fresh alluvial deposit is known as the khadar soil, and the soil is formed due to the river flood, and it is found mostly nearby the river, and generally such soil is sandy. Danger, soil containing old alluvium in the upper side. Now we will see the black soil. The soil is mostly found in Maharashtra, Western Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Tamil Nadu. So black soil is the gift of peninsular native. This soil is very sticky and fertile, so it can contain humidity for a prolonged time, and it is formed from the metamorphic rock and was useful for cotton and cultivation. Such soil is found in region of the igneous and metamorphic rock. Its red color is due to the porous and other humus content. The soil is the porous and fertile, so such soil is seen in Goa, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, and Jharkhand. Okay, let lateric soil develop as a result of the exclusive erosion by rain. Due to heavy rain, the humus contained from the top of soil descend into the lower strata, which is called leaching. As the soil contains less humidity, the fertile. Okay. Such soil symbolic range is less fertile and less developed, and the soil is sandy and porous and does not contain humus. You can see this picture. Okay, clear? Now desert soil. Such soil is found in the arid and semi and regions of Gujarat, Rajasthan, Punjab, and Haryana. The soil here are more alkaline and has less human content. And agriculture has been made possible in such only thought of irrigation. This is the sandy soil. Now, this is the mapping of agriculture and the soil map. Now we will discuss, my dear wife, what is the river stream. A river is nothing more than surface water. So finding its way over land from a higher altitude to lower altitude and all due to gravity. Clear? River and stream begin their lives at the smaller creek, often called the headwaters. And these small tributaries run downhill until they are merged from the bigger tributary and which continue merging from larger river. This is a sample of a river. Up now tributaries. Thereby, now we will discuss what is the tributaries. Actually, my dear boy, this is very important thing. What is the tributary? If a river is existing like this, so many His arm, his tributary are joined to make up the caliber of river. Like this, one river is coming, this one river is also coming. This river is also coming. This is also, this river is also. So these all are tributary. Tributary means an assistant river. Now work of a stream. So the work of a stream include erosion, transportation, and deposition. Now, what is erosion? So, when the river, when the flood comes and the chamber of river is short than the rainfall, on which time when river full the chamber of the river and overflowed, running during overflow and cut the corner, that is called erosion. Erosion. So, my dear boy, I think you have taken much interest in this class. I want to ask some MCQ on this topic, and I will request to you, all of you, please keep the answer. Question number 1. A multi-purpose reservoir is the one which is designed for one purpose, but the service more than one purpose. Then what is the correct answer? Correct answer is B. Planned and constructed to serve various purposes. And next question, a rain gauge should preferably be fixed. Then what is correct answer? Near the building, under the tree. It is the correct answer is C. In an open space. Now next question, a repelling Gyan is a line. What is correct answer? Correct answer is A, pointing upstream. Now, next question. A hydroelectric scheme operating under a head of a tributary will be classified as, my dear boy, it is answer C, high head scheme. A land is known as waterlogged. Then what will be done and which answer are correct? Answer C. capillary range reach the root zone of the plant. And the heterograph, geographical proper preparation of the. So what is the correct answer? Answer rainfall and intensity and time. Now 70% index of the witness means what is? So correct answer is B. Rain deficiency is 30%. And the next question is that a current meter is used to measure the, for where the current meter is used? Correct answer is A. Velocity of flow of water. Now a deep well is always deeper when the shallower, or what is the correct answer? Correct answer is B. Now a divide wall is provided at a divide wall is provided. So where provided? The correct answer is A, at the right angle of the axis of Vihar. This is the references of this note, and this is the books, the reference book. And thank you for taking interest in my class, and you all are welcome in my next class.